Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And congratulations for getting here on Daylight Savings Time Sunday. Y'all did well. Yeah, you did real well. You know, it's funny, in the fall we have people arriving an hour early, but in the spring, you know. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in partnership with Medford Unity. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, Spiritual Director here, and as always, it's my pleasure to welcome you. And we do, in fact, welcome each and every one of you, no matter where you may happen to be on your own personal spiritual journey. We are a spiritually progressive, radically inclusive faith community. And we're so glad you're here this morning. We have a few people to introduce. By the way, if you haven't already done so, please put your cell phones in off or airplane mode. Cast of characters, Carol Wythe is our practitioner doing the invocation and reading this morning. Reverend Bonnie Anderson did a beautiful meditation as always and is holding high watch. And her hubby, Reverend Andy Anderson, is our musician this morning. So I'm going to invite you all to take a collective deep breath with me now as we turn it over to Andy to prepare us for our opening prayer and reading. And as always, after this particular song, if you could hold your applause, we'll remain in that sacred, silent place of prayer. Thank you.
I'm living in the perfect moment. Don't worry about yesterday. One step in front of the other, smiling, it's a brand new day. I let the good times keep on rolling. It's the only way. I give thanks for everything around me. Let love just have its way. Sun keeps shining each and every day. I know where there's a will, there's a way. I won't let anything get in the way of me living in a bigger way. Oh, what a great day to be alive. I'm moving in a new direction. Don't think what could have been. There's nothing that can hold me back now. Everything's okay. May mercy bring compassion, love and happiness, and overflow my life with kindness. Hallelujah, namaste. I am all that I am to be. You and me, there's only love, you see. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Oh, what a great day to be alive. And don't ever let go, no matter what you do, yeah. I see with both eyes open, it's a brand new day. And every moment keeps on pushing me to be more than I can be. And I'm always grateful, thankful, with every breath I breathe. My life is so wonderful, beautiful, everything's right here for me. All that I am to be. You and me, there's only love.
everybody take a deep, centering breath. Going to that place inside where the one power, the one presence, the one life, the life of love and joy and harmony, that place that is in each and every single one of us here and those watching and those who will watch. We are one with something so beautiful and so whole and so full of harmony. And as we let that in more and more and more, we come to a place where the world works for each and every one of us, everywhere, no matter. God is everywhere present. And for that, I'm so grateful. And I know in this day, that power and presence and love that is everywhere is in this wonderful sanctuary, filling each of us with a readiness and a receptivity that responds to Reverend Kimberly's message in ways only needed to be met by us. And for the wonderful musician, for the technical crew, the kitchen, the children, it's all God, it's all beautiful, it's all sacred, and it's all here right now. And we know that as we stay conscious and receptive, that world opens and sends out vibes that call everyone to our love. And for that, I am so deeply grateful. Grateful to overflowing and knowing that we are each here by divine purpose and receptive for what's to come. And I just say thank you and release this beautiful word of God into the mind of God. And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Andy. That was beautiful and totally what we needed for today. And I think I've picked something just right for today, too. It's the Daily Guide Unity prayer, but it's from July 3rd of 2020. And as I was going through my old stuff, I went, oh, that sounds just like what would be right for today. It's called Amazing. Life is amazing. My heart and soul are touched as I pause to consider the sacredness of every single moment of my life. As I behold each moment as holy, I look at my life with wonder and amazement. To keep this awareness alive, I make time to enjoy beauty wherever I find it. I commit to being fully present to those around me, which deepens my connection with them. When I realize that each part of my life is infused with divine energy, I feel renewed wonder as I look into my friends' eyes, attend a spiritual service, learn something new, or even when I tend to the more mundane aspects of my life. Amazement continues to fill me as I behold the divine in every person, all situations, and each serendipitous moment. And so it is.
So it is.
Oh, and I'm Carol White, a practitioner here.
Today's the perfect day. Celebrate all I know I am today. So I wake up, see the truth of me. Let spirit flow through me as me. Knowing I'm one with the one. See the truth of everyone. As within, so without. Release all fear and any doubt. And today I know the truth of me. Wake up, open my eyes and see infinite possibilities. There's nothing that I cannot achieve with God in me as me, and live as joy, love, peace, and harmony. And so I wake up, see the truth of me. Let spirit flow through me as me. Knowing I'm once only one. See the love of everyone. As within, so without. Release all fear and any doubt. Because I know the truth of me. At any time, I can decide to change my mind. To know, all I need to do is let go. So I choose to get up, wake up, pray up, move up. It's all up to me. Today I choose to be all that I can be. And so I wake up, see the truth of me. Let spirit flow through me as me. Knowing I'm once only one. See the joy of everyone. As within, so without. I released all fear and any doubt. And today I know the truth of me. I know the truth. I know the truth. I know the truth. I know the truth of me. I'm whole and I'm complete. Today I know the truth. I know the truth. I know the truth. I know the truth of me. I'm whole and I'm complete. I know the truth. I know the truth of me. I know today. I know the truth. Today's the only day.
Whoops. I'm having issues there. Issues. I would say you do know the truth. I'm going to put that in my pocket. It's giving me troubles. Thank you, Andy Anderson, as always. I wanted to start this morning with a story. It's a true story. And I actually heard it from my son, Tony, this past week. He said he had spent lots of time over last weekend with my granddaughter, Virginia, who's 7. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't ask, researching facts about World War II fighter aces, that shot down people. God knows why. Maybe she's in 1st grade. I don't think she's studying World War II yet. But anyway, they spent 7 hours researching, and he pulled up Google Maps of where they took off from and where they engaged, and he came across this incredible story that he told me that I wanted to share with you today. The main characters, there are 2 of them. One is a German Luftwaffe fighter pilot named Franz Stigler. He was the top German ace. He shot down 28 enemy planes during World War II. And It involves another pilot of a bomber, an American pilot named Charles Charlie Brown. Charles Charlie Brown and his crew had just completed a bombing mission over Bremen, Germany. They were told when they took off that there would be heavy, heavy enemy fire. And in fact, they not only were shot at by the ground troops, but they were hit. And their plane was badly damaged. Big hole in the fuselage. Several of the weapons were out. Many of the crew were injured. Even the morphine supplies were ruined because the refrigeration was out. It was a mess. Now, the German pilot, Stigler, was on the ground refueling when he noticed the crippled bomber in the air. So as quickly as he could, he took off and caught up with them and flew behind them and was ready to take aim and shoot them down. When he noticed the gunner in the back of the American plane was not at his post, and through the hole in the fuselage, Stigler could see that the crew was badly injured and that they were simply tending to one another. And he heard a voice in his head. It was a commanding officer from the past saying to him, "If you all ever shoot down a man who's parachuting, I will shoot you." And he said it was like they were in a parachute, and I couldn't pull the trigger. So he pulled up beside the pilot and tried to signal to him and tried to indicate that he would escort him to safety, either to a German, well, safety maybe not, to a German Air Force base or to Sweden where he would be, you know, they would be in good company. Eventually, he got them to trust him enough that he escorted them to the North Sea, outside of German territory. And not only did he escort them, he flew really close to the plane so that any of his other German fighters wouldn't shoot at them. And when he finally got to the place where he could say goodbye, the American pilot started to have his one gun that was left train on the German, and so the pilot realized that he still didn't trust him completely, so he simply saluted him, you know, said, "Auf Wiedersehen," or whatever they say, and took off. Now, the plane managed to land at an RAF base safely. All but one of the crew members survived. The Charlie Brown told his commanding officers at the debriefing session what had happened. It was so incredible. And they told him to be quiet because they didn't want other people to rely on the goodwill of another German pilot. Now, Stigler, the German pilot, said nothing, of course, because he could have been court-martialed had he told his story. Fast forward about 40 years, I believe it was, after the war, Charlie Brown was speaking to a group. He was retired at this point from the military, and someone asked him what was one of his memorable missions, and he recalled this incident where this man, this enemy, basically saved the lives of him and his whole crew. And after that talk, he began to search out to see if he could find Stigler and meet him. It took him 4 years. He searched the rolls of the American, lists and the German lists. He couldn't find him until finally he thought to email a list of pilots, like an email list of pilots. And lo and behold, he heard back an email from Stigler who said, "It was me." And he recounted the incidents of saving them and saluting him and the whole thing. So Charlie Brown knew, in fact, it was the man. The two got together. Stigler had moved to Canada. He was living in Canada. They became good friends. And for 18 years, they hung out together until Stigler died in 2008. And just a few months later, Charlie Brown died as well. And I was like, all right, son, you've got to send me that story. That is amazing. And I use it today because we are facing the election period, aren't we? We are facing a time of contentious, divided, shooting at one another, shooting each other down, making the other the enemy. And I want us to reframe that, and I want me to reframe that, because trust me, I'm not immune to this either. I want us to put down our weapons. I want us to consider that the other side, those who think differently from us politically, can be friends, that we are all children of one God. It was interesting, Charlie Brown had to reframe his notion of a German pilot because in his head he had been trained to think that no human person sat behind a German, control in a cockpit. And he found out that that wasn't true. So can we learn to listen, not judge, still stand up for what we believe is right, vote our conscience, but can we do that without making the other side the enemy, without judging, without well, let's put our weapons down, huh? Can we do that? It's not an easy task, is it? I mean, it just isn't. But I think we can do it and work together for the good of the country, for the good of humanity. Love that story. The theme for this month, if I can remember it. Oh, I've had COVID. I've tested negative twice, so no worries, but I think I have COVID brain still. What is the theme for this month? Somebody help me out. There you go, Rev Steph. Thank you. It's a great theme. It's, let's see, we've never done it that way. Because you know the expression, we've always done it that way, which kind of becomes an excuse for always doing it that way. So the theme is we've never done it that way. Charlie Brown, actually Stigler, in his behavior in that incident, by the way, the date on that I have here somewhere, it was December 20th, 1943. Stigler did something that was never done before. It did remind me of the Christmas truce during World War I, where people in the trenches laid down their weapons for 3 days, which was beautiful. But this was a single-handed decision on his part, how things had been done and how they could be done. And it's kind of an offshoot, this how things have never been done. It's an offshoot of last month's theme, which was divine discomfort. And I wanted to acknowledge, and by the way, today's theme is Carpe Diem, and you could hear it in the reading, you could hear it in Andy's beautiful music. Carpe Diem, seize this day being the only day we have. I wanted to thank Reverend Bonnie for her talk last week. And she shared an amazing story of a friend of Bonnie and Andy's whose middle school age daughter had been the brunt of racist, terrible treatment in school. And as nervous as their friend was, she decided to seize the day and do something about it, to take action. And so Andy and Bonnie and their son Ben and his son Malachi all went to the school board meeting and spoke out. And what happened was the school board decided to take action. They've created a task force because the mother had gone to the principal, from what I understand, and nothing was being done. And so I just used that as another beautiful example, and thank you, Bonnie and Andy, for doing that and for sharing that, because divine discomfort, you know, sometimes it isn't comfortable to stand up and do something different, but we are called to do so when our conscience tells us it's the right thing to do. You know, I love this quote, long time been a favorite of mine. It's from Goethe. And there's a couplet attached from William Murray, and it goes like this. You probably are familiar with it. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Isn't that the truth? When we step in, God steps in too. We are supported. And the couplet that often follows it is actually not from Goethe. Yeah, that was from Murray. Sorry, that was from mountaineer William H. Murray. And Goethe said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now." That whole thing is often attributed to Goethe, but it's not. Isn't that something? Yeah, begin it. So I wanted to talk a bit, as did Reverend Linda. I guess, Bonnie, you were 2 weeks ago, right? Am I right? Yeah. About the CSL convention that we all just attended in South Carolina, because it was transformative. It was all about, that's the way we've never done it. You know, several years ago at convention, I remember a lot of the black ministers being up in arms because there was not one person of color on the podium during that conference. Hello, we have some powerful people of color in ministry in this movement, powerful. And for some reason, you know, the planning committee and so on totally overlooked. This time was completely different. We had one whole evening, because it was Black History Month, devoted to Black history. We had the Gullah Geechee drummers and dancers, a black ethnic group that had come from West Africa and was settled in South Africa, rather in Charleston, drum and dance, and it was amazing. And all of the speakers were people of color. It was powerful, powerful time. And one of the black ministers got up and said, look how far we've come. Not that we're there, not that we've arrived. Certainly systemic racism is not obliterated in this country, right? But look how far we've come. And the whole convention felt like, wow. Look at us together. Aren't we different? And aren't we doing it the way it's never done before? You know, when I prepared this talk a couple weeks ago, before I got sick, in the middle of the night one night I woke up, and sometimes when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, true confessions here, folks, I play a little word game, New York Times word game called Spelling Bee. Anybody else in here do that? You have to pay for it, Elizabeth. And so it's 7 letters, and there's one letter you have to use, and you make as many words as you can. And sometimes when there's a cheat sheet that you know that there are so many letters that begin with UP, for example. And so sometimes I just play around, and I make up words, because sometimes there are words you're not aware of. And I made up this word uplit, U-P-L-I-T, and it gave me credit. Anybody ever heard that word? Uplit. So it's a new word for a new genre of literature that is life-affirming, uplifting, books that are kinder, gentler, that talk about human connections, joy, heroism, hope, compassion, and love. The literature doesn't shy away from dark themes or real-life issues, but they always preserve an element of hope. And, you know, we need this now, don't we? Don't we all need uplifting things with all that we've been through and all that's going on in our current life? So I love that, and I thought that convention left me feeling, and left, I think, all of us feeling, right, Greg Stewart? Uplit. Uplit can also be considered the past tense of uplight, and uplight means to shine light, to praise someone or something. So it just was kind of funny that happened in the middle of the night when I was working on this talk. We do need relief sometimes from the sadness and turmoil of the world. We need to turn to our faith, to the idea of hope, to the kindnesses that are going on in our world. We see so much of what is not kind, and the news does not tend to cover the good that's going on. I love this quote from Michael Singer from his book, The Untethered Soul. The truth is, everything will be okay as soon as you are okay with everything. Not an easy task. But I had a conversation with someone recently who was really, really deeply, deeply concerned about the situation in Palestine and the Gaza. And I know, me too, right? Genocide happening. But what I said to this person was, yes, 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 and we need to stand up, and we need to seize the day, and we need to speak out. However, we can't lose sight of this power and presence that's greater than we are, that knows what's doing, that knows everything that's going on, that knows the way out, that knows the way through, that knows each of us, that loves each of us. We can't lose sight of the fact of trusting this power, this order, this presence, this thing called God, whatever we want to call it, right? We have to keep the faith. Otherwise, we're lost, and I don't think we can be effective in making changes. Now, there was a panel during the convention, and I want to talk about this, because if you noticed, Bonnie, I think it was both Reverend Linda, and who else was on last week? Was it Laura? Yes, thank you. Laura Stewart and Reverend Linda last week both shared their pronouns when they got up to speak. I'm Laura Stewart, my pronouns are she, her. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, my pronouns are she, her. And I know that some people were bothered by that. And I know that some people are not feeling real comfortable with that. And I understand, because that's the way we've always done it. We just are all he's or she's, right? That's the way we've always done it. But I want to again remind us that we're about that's the way we've never done it and considering the way we've never done it. Because if we really want to create a world that works for all, guess what, folks? We've got to change us. We can't change the world unless we change us. So with complete compassion and an invitation never to beat ourselves up, I say, let's not dismiss the need to create space where somebody who is a binary gender and doesn't relate to he or she feels welcome. And by saying our pronouns, we create that space and not assume that we're all a he or she. This panel at the convention was amazing. There were 2 trans people sitting on the panel. One was male to female, one was female to male, and they are a minister. There was a black female minister, there was a black lesbian female minister, and Steve Rambo, who is a dear friend of mine and the minister in Simi Valley, interviewed them. And they spoke out about what it was like growing up with their particular set of circumstances. And one of the things that Ryan Alexander said, Ryan is the female to male transgender minister, young, powerful. And what was communicated was not only do we have to create a safe space for us, but we have to build a community with everybody in mind. We built a community with you in mind, with you in mind, with you in mind. And if we're going to do that, we can't walk around thinking everybody's a he or a she, because we're not going to attract other people. I think about non-typical however you say it, non-typical people, people like my daughter who's on the spectrum, you know, people who have Asperger's or autism. You know, we need to be understanding and embrace rather than, you know, I'm uncomfortable with that. Yeah, we can be uncomfortable when people are different. That's human, but we have to move through it. We have to seize the day, I think, to create something new. So please, if you hear one of us using our pronouns, if it gets in your graw a little bit, consider, you know what? There's somebody here or somebody listening who is really feeling appreciated or seen or welcomed by that habit, right? Thank you for listening to that. There were many things shared in that panel that were just so powerful, to really listen to someone and what their experience is like. Remember, we did a panel like that at the Scottish Rite Center years ago. Maybe we should do it again. We did a panel with people that had different backgrounds and talked about what it was like growing up to be female, black lesbian, or whatever the category was, and have people talk about what they never want people to say or do again. And again, it's not to make us feel guilty or shamed. It isn't at all, because we are who we are by the culture we were raised in. But we can be who we can become by the decisions we make ourselves. Thank you. All right. So Carpe Diem, seize the day. I guess we were encouraged to ask you this morning, what were your first thoughts when you woke up this morning? Do you remember? Were you grateful for a fresh start? Were you grousing about the fact that you got less sleep than usual? Did you find yourself weighed down by regrets of yesterday or anxious thoughts about tomorrow? What might it feel like if we felt free to fully trust, appreciate, and engage in the now moment that today offers? Because we are given a gift, right? I mean, today somebody will find out that their time is definitely extremely limited. Somebody will find out that maybe they're in a new job or a new relationship that's uplifting, but we're all experiencing all kinds of things each day, and we deserve to seize each one as a new beginning. Not always easy. But think about this. If God is infinite in nature and offers us infinite possibilities, then all of life's infinite possibilities are available to us as we decide what we'll think about ourselves and our world in each brand new day. Will we wake up to the news and go, oh, brother, here we go? And what's going to happen if X, Y, or Z gets elected? Because you know, whatever side of the aisle you're on, we have those thoughts, right? We're going to hell in a handbasket kind of thing. What if instead we remember the infinite possibility and that there's a power greater than us that always, always leads to good? Always. Our willingness to step into new territory, knowing we're supported by a universe that desires our good, always. It's a gift that we can give ourselves every single morning. Our willingness to embrace infinite possibility, to choose a new, larger way of living our truth with each new day is a gift we give back to Spirit as well. That's how we've never done things. That's how we've never done it. One of my, well, I can't say it's one of my favorite scriptures, but an appropriate scripture to this talk comes from a psalmist, 118:24. Remember this: this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. That's some ancient wisdom, some ancient advice. I want to read to you, this is our book of the month, John O'Donohue, To Bless the Space Between Us. Love this man. This is an excerpt from one of his poems. I arise today, blessed by all things, wings of breath, delight of eyes, wonder of whisper, intimacy of touch, eternity of soul, urgency of thought, miracle of health, embrace of God. May I live this day compassionate of heart, clear in word, gracious in awareness, courageous in thought, generous in love. Not bad advice, eh? So I would say Spirit loves being itself as each one of us. Each new day we get to choose what we think about ourselves and our world. We choose how to step into a new beginning, because we're given one every morning, right? Let's release old patterns, old way of thinking, old rigidities, self-imposed limitations, and experience the fresh possibilities of this brand new day. And let's be kind to ourselves and to each other in the process. I have one more thing to read to you. When you think about Carpe Diem. No, I already read that. I'm going to read the other one as a benediction. John O'Donohue. If you're not familiar with him, oh boy, he is a gem. Each new day, he also did say, O'Donohue, each new day is a path of wonder, a different invitation. So let's pay attention to our thoughts upon waking tomorrow morning. Are we sad and tired and worn out and discouraged? Are we enthused and curious? And not judge ourselves, no matter which way we feel, but remember, we have the capability, we have the tools to pray, to medicate, not that. Maybe that. I have a t-shirt that I got at Unity Village when I was there in the fall for our Course in Miracles retreat, and it says, heavily meditated. I advise that instead of medicated. Anyway, we have the tools to pray, to meditate, to practice gratitude, which shifts to do something for someone else. You know, that helps us so much when we're in a bad mood, to make someone else's day. That lifts us out of our funk. In A Course in Miracles, it tells us that when we have attack thoughts against someone else, we're attacking ourselves. We teach that we're one. So how can we possibly attack or judge or belittle or demean someone else without injuring ourselves and without disturbing our peace? So in summary here, my friends, I'm going to try my darndest to get through this election period without demonizing everyone who disagrees with me, without being fearful that we're going to hell in a handbasket, remembering that God is in charge here and that every other human being is an individual expression of that one. We are not separate, as much as the political environment seems wanting to make us think we are. and to see each person as a gift from the divine with unique things to share. Like Stigler, in that way that he did things the way that was never done before. Let's set down our verbal weapons, our mental judgments. Let's set all that aside and find that place of compassion inside. Treat ourselves and others with, that expression, what would Jesus do? It's not a bad question. It's not a bad question. Carpe diem. Let's shift to that's the way. Let's have people say about Center for Spiritual Rogue Valley and Medford Unity. That's the way. We've never, ever done it. Let's go into prayer. So once again, recognizing there is a creative principle, a power for good, an infinite love, intelligence that created everything in this room, each one of us, that created the manifest universe, that breathes each one of us, lives each one of us, guides, supplies, supports each one of us. Sometimes it pushes us from behind, sometimes it pulls us from ahead. Always we have in our hand, if we recognize it, the hand of divine love, of divine good, of divine intelligence, of divine guidance. And so I speak my word today for everyone across the globe, whether they're in homes that are peaceful or not, environments that are peaceful or not, countries that are experiencing peace or war, whether they're experiencing human trafficking, whether they're experiencing domestic violence, whatever that knowing that God is right there and that all people involved, even though some may be sorely off the mark, each one of us was created by that divine presence. Each one of us has within us that love intelligence, that possibility to shift the world to one that works for all beings. So I ask of myself and I ask of each of us today that we have the courage, the moral divine courage to seize the day, to carpe diem, to do things the way they've never been done before, to accept what is, but to see beyond, knowing that a world that works for all is possible, and that there's a God, a power, a presence for good that wants nothing more than to help us take the steps, whatever those steps we're personally called to do that. Right now, I bless everyone, whether they're worshiping this morning in a mosque, a temple, an ashram, a yoga mat, out in the woods, knowing that there's one God, many paths to get there, and we are one people. In gratitude for this opportunity to be together, in gratitude for this beautiful teaching, in gratitude for Centers for Spiritual Living and Unity, and all faith traditions that recognize our oneness. I release this word to that heart, that law that always says yes, that responsive part of the divine that says, yes, my beloveds, it's done. And I invite you to say with me, and so it is. Amen.
Yes. Every day I'm so grateful, grateful. Oh, it's a new day on my horizon. All that I am, all I can be, oh, it's just a gratitude shining through me. Nature's gifts to me, perfect place to be. I keep loving myself so I can see there's only beauty in you, beauty in me. Oh, let's all stand up together and let the whole world see. So grateful, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful. My life is so good, precious and good. See. With every breath I take, with every step I take, it takes me higher on my path of awakening. See through the eyes of love, there's only one of us. So let's be grateful for all that's been given us. No need to live in fear. All of life is His all. Come on, let's love and let the love come shining in. Smiling faces, warm embraces. Oh, let's all stand up and let the whole world know I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful every day. So grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Oh, yeah. Woo. I'm so thankful every day, every day, every day, every day. I'm so thankful. Oh, so grateful, so thankful. Every moment of the day. So grateful. Yes, I am. Woo. Oh, yeah.
And we are grateful for you, Reverend Andy Anderson. Oh my gosh. Woo, woo, woo. Time now in our service for our tithes and offerings. And before we do that, I forgot to ask at the beginning, I'm a little out of practice. I've been away for a couple weeks. Is there anybody here for the very first time? If so, could you raise your hand so we can give you a little love? Anybody here for the first time? Welcome, Lauren. Yeah. We do have a welcome packet, and Vivian, maybe you can make sure Lauren gets one before we leave. She's right here. She's going to be up here giving an announcement in a few moments. So, all right. So let's see. Come on forward. Thank you, ushers, Terry and Renee. This is the time when it's a spiritual practice of recognizing the good that's coming in and deciding to share a portion of it to the places where we're spiritually fed. Thank you, Terry. So if you would please, if you give online, you can just bless the basket as it goes by. People watching us online, if you go to our website, cslroguevalley.org, you can donate there. And if you wouldn't mind, repeat after me our giving affirmation. Graciously I give.
Graciously I give.
From a place of love.
From a place of love.
Knowing that as I give.
Knowing that as I give.
So do I richly receive.
So do I richly receive.
So it is.
So it is. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We are indeed. I want to also mention that thank goodness, after several months of work on both the parts of Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley and Unity of Medford, that we are about to be one on March 17th. So when I come back, I'm headed to Bali tomorrow, and I'll have some wonderful things to share when I get back. But when I get back, we will be doing a ritual. We'll be planning a ritual to celebrate that fact. But meanwhile, because we're shifting all the finances, one organization taking over the building and the bills and so on. As of March 15th, we ask you no longer to write checks to Unity of Medford, but all donations to this center should come in under the name CSL Rogue Valley. And we'll have to send checks back if we get them, because that entity as such will no longer exist. It will be part of our larger community. So thank you for your cooperation with that. So several announcements. Jackie's Jewelry. Jason Rummel has some beautiful pieces for you. Please shop there. There will be a practitioner meeting at 12 or so, 12:15 maybe, here in the sanctuary today. There will also be a greeter and usher meeting. So if you're a greeter or usher, or you want to volunteer to be a greeter or usher, 12 or 12:15 or so in the office area. Unity Prayer and Reading Group and Tai Chi meet as always Tuesday at 10:30 and 11:30 respectively. Miracle Makers Group meets this Wednesday at 10:30. All are welcome. The Playful Spirit Youth and Teen Program. Tamara, raise your hand. She's our new youth director, and that's the name of our youth program. They're in need of people that want to help out, advisors that would be available to teach on a rotating basis each month. So if you're interested to hear more about that, please plan to attend an informational meeting on Sunday, March 17th after service. You can reach out to Tamara if you have any questions in the meantime. You can sign up for a weekly e-newsletter here in Bosworth Hall, over there in Bosworth Hall. There's a prayer box in the back here, a prayer box in there. And we have an announcement from our guest, Lauren Trantham, who has a big event coming up. I think it's called Human Trafficking Disruptors Event. Important work. Lauren, come on up and tell us a little bit about that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you. Thank you all for having me. What a beautiful service today. So yes, my name is Lauren Trantham. I'm executive director and founder of a local anti-human trafficking nonprofit. We're called Ride My Road. And you might say, do we really need anti-human trafficking organizations in the Rogue Valley? We do. It sounds like some of you already know. Unfortunately, unlike what Hollywood and the media might have us believe, most human trafficking does not happen via kidnapping or abduction. The statistics are that 40% of children who are trafficked in our country, those situations are facilitated by family members. 40%, and we assume those numbers are low. Those numbers were pre-pandemic. We also see a lot of labor trafficking happening in our area, and we're actually on the map nationally for labor trafficking. We have quite a few massage parlors in town, as well as the marijuana grow operations, seeing a lot of human trafficking. But I do have some good news, and the good news is that everybody here in this room has the ability to make an impact and to do something about it. So Ride My Road is partnering with Rogue Valley Metaphysical Library and ANP conferences. You guys all know Jordan here. This would not be possible without Jordan, so super grateful for his influence and support on this. But we're hosting a human trafficking summit. It's the Southern Oregon Disruptor Summit, and it is in 2 weeks, Friday and Saturday, March 22nd and 23rd. And we're going to be talking about what I was mentioning. How can we come together as a community to stand up and say, we are not going to stand for this in the Rogue Valley? We're just not. I have a vision that we can become a community that comes together and makes a stand against this. And so come, check it out. Early bird registration is $75, and that includes both days and a lunch. But we've put a new ticket price on the website today just for you guys, and it'll be $65, and it'll just run through the rest of the day. So we have a QR code and a website. We'd love to have you guys attend so that, again, we can stand up as a community and say, not here. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Let's get, yeah. Such important work. We honor you, Lauren Trantham. All right, so we're at the end of our time together. I'm going to ask our practitioners and ministers to please come forward. Remember that they're available for a 5-minute miracle prayer. Please do not leave here with a heavy heart. It's their pleasure to pray for you or anyone you want prayer for. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot, I didn't write it down. On Easter, March 31st, after service, The youth team and our board president, Kathy Green, are planning an egg hunt, and it's an intergenerational egg hunt. Everybody's welcome. They need donations of eggs or goodies to be found, so there's a box in there. As I understand it, we're going to let the young people, forage first, and then we'll join in. So please plan to attend, and please plan to make a contribution if you're able. And thank you, too, for planning fun stuff for us to be uplit, right? I want to read to you a brief benediction from John O'Donohue, and then we'll have our closing song. Each new day is a path of wonder, a different invitation. Days are where our lives gradually become visible. Often it seems we have to undertake the longest journey to arrive at what has been nearest all along. Mornings rarely find us so astounded at the new day that we are unable to decide between adventures. We take on days with the same conditioned reflex with which we wash and put on our clothes each morning. If we could be mindful of how short our time is, we might learn how precious each day is. There are people who will never forget today. Let's be among them. Thank you. Andy?
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy